expensive quarterbacks. And Atlanta, because of that, Terry Fontenot had to talk about, hey, people are calling on Julio Jones, and we've got to listen because, quote, we're in a difficult cap situation. And you think to yourself, well, why would Atlanta doesn't have that many stars? Well, their quarterback's like a $35 million cap hit. Brian Gutekunst, real nice guy, looks very nice, sounds very smart. Once again, talking about Aaron Rodgers, and it all comes back to the cap. Here's Brian yesterday.
Aaron's our guy. He's going to be our quarterback for the foreseeable future. We're excited about, kind of the things we're going to try to accomplish here over the next couple of years. So we certainly think that, with the contract that you're kind of talking about is something we'll work through. We're going to have to do probably a few things with different contracts as we head towards the season and through the season to make sure that our salary cap situation, not only this year, but in 2022 is square.
So the GM of the Packers and the GM of the Falcons, we don't think of those as star-studded teams. They're both like, listen, we got this cap thing. We got to let go of Julio Jones, and we'll get away. Why? Because your quarterback's $37 million. Look at the offseason of Kansas City. Mahomes is a $7.4 million cap hit. They rebuilt their offensive line. Joe Tooney, they paid a fortune to. Orlando Brown Jr., by next year, they're going to pay a fortune to. They just go look at the offensive line numbers they brought in this year, and they already paid Tyreek Hill and Honey Badger and Frank Clark and Travis Kelce. Look at Tampa's offseason. Nobody got a pay cut. Everybody. They paid everybody. They even franchise guys. Chris Godwin makes a fortune. Shaq Barrett, Levante Day. And I agree with all of them. But there's two teams in the NFL, Seattle and Green Bay, who have what we perceive to be A-plus quarterbacks, and they're always like having to try to move stuff around. I mean, Seattle had to let go of Carlos Dunlap, bring him back to just fit him in on a reduced deal. Why didn't Tampa or Kansas City have to do that? Folks, everybody wants to know the secret of Tom Brady's success and longevity. It ain't coaching. It's A, he takes care of his body to a level nobody ever has, and B, he's constantly restructuring his deal. You can't tell me it's coaching. What about Big Ben? Big Ben's got more natural talent than Brady, but he doesn't take care of his body. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson have more natural talent than Tom Brady, but they don't restructure their deals. You can't tell me Brady's success is tied to Belichick. He just went to Bruce Arians and won a Super Bowl, and Belichick can't win without him. You can't tell me it's tied to coaching because Mike McCarthy has a more impressive resume than Matt LaFleur. The difference is Matt LaFleur gets expensive Aaron, and Mike McCarthy got mostly cheap Aaron. You can't blame coaching. We know Pete Carroll can win a Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin won a Super Bowl. It's not the coaching thing. And I'm not saying coaching doesn't matter. You can't have a grease fire as a head coach. But Big Ben, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers have not achieved Tom's success. It's not about the coaching. It ain't a Pete Carroll, Matt LaFleur, Mike Tomlin thing. It's one guy didn't take care of his body. That's why it's so bad now. And especially at the end of a season, Big Ben looks shot. And the other two guys won't take a pay cut. Just look at what Kansas City has done. First of all, Mahomes signed a very team-friendly deal. When he signed it, we all said, everybody said, even the capologist guys were like, oh boy, Kansas City got a deal. Then they already restructured it. And now he's only making $7 million. They just gave him an all-star offensive line. Tom Brady's got an all-star defensive unit. And so you get to a point on all this. I got Green Bay and Atlanta. Those are not star-studded rosters. But once you pay a quarterback 35, 37, 38, this is what you're dealing with. All they can talk about is the cap. And so, I'm so over the Green Bay story. It's like, I don't think Green Bay's anti-Aaron. I think the GM knows he's great. The dream of every general manager in this league is to draft somebody as talented as Aaron Rodgers. That is the dream for every GM. The nightmare is the years you have to pay him $39 million. Because then you can't build on it. I don't think anybody's against Aaron in Green Bay. I mean, actions speak louder than words. They did take Jordan Love, but I think it comes back to one thing. Aaron's smart. He does take care of his body, so check that off. That's not the thing. But Aaron's not going to take any pay cuts. He's not married to a supermodel. Okay? So he didn't have somebody making $500 million. NFL, he didn't have a shoe deal like an NBA player. He's not going to take any pay cuts. He's had a couple injuries, so he didn't know how long it's going to last. But if you want to look at Brady's success, we have all tied it to Belichick. That has been our argument forever. Yeah, he just won with Bruce Arians. No. It's Tom takes care of his body, and Tom constantly restructures his deal. Russell won't, and Aaron won't. For reasons, it's up to them. It's not my call. It's your money, not mine. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This